Hello there, and welcome back, you guys. Today we're going to take a look at the LEGO Star Wars Rebel UWing Starfighter. This is set 75399. It's currently set to release on May 1st, 2025. Time of recording is currently Monday, April 28th, 2025. I was able to find this set in store early a few days, so that's why we got it in front of us here. I'm going to try to have this video out before May 1st, so that way you guys kind of get a good idea of what you're getting into if you do find this set on May 1st. And before we do that, real quick, make sure if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there, make sure you've liked the video and drop a comment of what you think the most interesting feature of this set is going to be as we go through this video. And with that, we'll dive into it. This set will be retailing for $70 here in the US. I don't know what the price exactly is going to be in other countries, so unfortunately I don't have that info for you off the top of my head. This set is the second version of the UWing that we've received from LEGO. The original version came out in 2016 with an original price of $79.99, so we are seeing a $10 price decrease. We are also seeing a decrease of about 75 pieces from the original set. The original UWing that came out in 2016, that is set 75155, the Rebel UWing Fighter, not Starfighter, this is the Starfighter in front of us. The Rebel UWing Fighter had 659 pieces. So roughly 75 additional pieces that this set does not have. It also included one additional figure that this set does not have. The only commonality besides the theme of this ship is it also came with Cassian Andor. The other figure selection did change between the two sets, the original from 2016 and the current one we're looking at today from 2025. Taking a look at the box art, if you're unfamiliar with the current layout of LEGO Star Wars sets, we'll go into that real quick. You get the LEGO logo up top, Star Wars logo. That's going to be on top of this kind of brick-built black texture that's going to transfer over onto other parts of the box that we'll take a look at in a moment. But then you got the 8+ age rating, set number 75399, Rebel UWing Starfighter, 594 pieces, building toy. And then you've got this kind of iconic stripe that LEGO's been doing as of late. It's in light gray for Andor Season 2. Below that, you've got an updated Andor for Season 2. The Andor Season 1 sets had a different version of Andor here. You also have a Stormtrooper right next to him. Then you got a decent size of the Rebel UWing, which almost might be to scale. We'll take a look at that in a moment. And then behind that, you got what looks to be Yavin 4. You got an explosion. You got your spring-load shooter shooting out. You got Cassian piloting it. And then down on this corner, you got your 4 figures. Cassian Andor, Dedra Miro, I can't pronounce her name, oh well, ISB Tactical Agent, and then K2SO, who I've seen a lot of people unhappy that he's coming in this set because they paid so much money to get the original version that came out way back in 2016. So if you're happy about getting new K2SOs as security droids, go ahead and comment down below. If you're unhappy, tell us why. And then we'll move to the top of the box. You just got Cassian Andor right there with the life-size 1:1 image. You got a whole bunch of legalese, stuff in other languages, LEGO logo, Star Wars, set number, and a Disney logo. Turning to, let's go with this side. Oh, we're actually might be out of room here. Here we go. Is that enough room? Hopefully don't mess up my background. We got the LEGO logo, set number, Star Wars. We got a picture of the UWing. Come over to, let's go to the bottom side. You got your UPC there if you need it. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus. I don't know if that helps yet, but there's your UPC if you need it. All your legalese, LEGO Star Wars, Disney stuff. This side, nothing else important. Just don't give it to babies under 3. And then we'll turn over to the back side. Coming over to the back side, we got the LEGO logo up in the top left corner. Set number, Star Wars in some big font. If you couldn't tell, the set came from Fred Meyers because they like to slap their security labels on there. Oh, there goes my pointer stick. Then we got a picture of the set down here, Cassian K2 fending off from Dedra and ISB Tactical Agent. And then above that, we've got spring-load shooters in action, the wings in action, and that's about it. Lego.com, Star Wars. Let's get this box open. Alright, and to open the box, you just got 2 of these little push tabs on the back here, which we're going to go ahead and do and make some people upset in the comment section, because some people don't like doing that. They'd rather you cut it open or something along those lines. So we'll go ahead, dump her out, and see what we got. A block of bricks. We're back. I killed my camera. So we got our sticker sheet, because yes, LEGO still uses stickers in 2025. Why, I don't know, since nobody else still uses them except for LEGO. And then we got a big, healthy-sized instruction manual. Let's see, how many pages do we got here? We got 133 pages, not counting the last page. There's a good look at all of these sets. So some of these sets are currently out, such as the Ahsoka ship and the Arc 170, and then we got our new ships and new buildable figures. And then parts checklist, although Lego stuff is pretty well available online, so I'm probably not going to show you into detailed. Some of the other building block companies, they don't have parts checklists available as easily. So let's see what we got. We got bag 6, bag 2, bag 5, bag 1, bag 3, bag 4. So it looks like we are looking at 6 bags with this set. So I'm going to go ahead and get her built up, and we'll be back here probably as soon as I snap my fingers for you guys, but I don't know. We'll see how long for me. I was working on putting this together, and you'll see right here it says to put this blue piece on, which I did. But then if you come to the next step, that is purple, and that is purple for the rest of that page. Oh, weird. Weird, what's going on? Like every other page, okay, it goes back. That's weird. Oh yeah, look, that is purple. What the? That is weird. That is not supposed to be purple. It is supposed to be blue. Interesting. So I don't know if that's an ink problem or what with Lego, but they are showing the wrong color for parts on some pages. Just a little build update as we go. I just started opening bag number 3. I put Cassian together, and I found an extra hairpiece for him. So that's an interesting piece to get an extra of. Probably an accident on Lego's side. I don't think that's going to be a normal extra piece. Never has been, but for some reason... Oh, where'd it go? I lost it again. There it is. Okay. For some reason, they did throw in an extra one of these hair pieces in dark brown. Not bad thing to get an extra of, so I will take it. Taking a look at all of our extra pieces, you get a brick separator force, a spring-loaded missile as an extra, Technic pin, pneumatic T-joint, 2 long bar, some various tiles, a couple of cheese slopes, some 1x1 round plates, 1x round tile, and then you also get an extra blaster. This is the same one that Dedra uses, but you get 2 of them in the set. Only actually calls for 1, but this is a piece that seems to be coming as an extra now. As I mentioned, I got an extra hairpiece for Cassian. I don't think that's going to be a widespread thing. I think that was a fluke. Accidentally threw one in. I'm not complaining about it, but just be aware you probably won't get this as an extra. The rest of the pieces will likely be extras for you. And then also of note, you get an extra set of arms for K2SO. That way, if you wanted to have 2 arms that are the same, you can do that. That's not an intentional feature. These are pieces that are normally included as extras, so they're there, but you get them so you can swap out K2SO's arms. And there we are, all built up. You will notice I did remove the white backer here for the base just because there was too much white for my camera to handle, so it was taking everything and turning it yellow, which didn't look good, so we're not going to do that, so I just took that out. Taking a look at the UWing on its own, it is actually relatively decently sized. From what I was hearing is that it was super small. It probably is smaller than the original version, let's be real, because they probably used a lot of smaller pieces, so it is probably smaller. I don't unfortunately have the original version to do a size comparison there. I do have one comparison we'll do later on, but I don't have the original version of the UWing to do one with. As for features with the UWing, right up here, you've got a launcher for 2 spring-loaded shooters, which I think are going to go off at the same time. Let's find out. Oh, let me get that arm right there out of the way of the light. And 3, 2, 1, fire in the hole. Yep, they both went. I caught one of them, but the other one, I think, somewhere over there. Hopefully my dog doesn't get it. Another interesting feature found on the UWing that, from what I read, is also present on the original UWing. So there's a pop-up feature for the canopy, so that way you don't have to try to lift it up. There's actually a button right behind the part of the cockpit right here. You just pressing on that, pops up on its own. And that way you can lift it up. You can set your figure to pretty much lay down. There's no sitting here at all. So he's literally just going to kind of lay back. He's having a lazy Sunday. Cockpit shuts, and then as I press in, cockpit lifts up, and you take your figure out. Take a look at that little feature here. So right here, right on the left side, you just press in on that. That has a tile that's connected that'll push up on the edge of the cockpit, and that'll push it up so that way you can pop it up without having to dig your finger in there. Inside the cockpit, you got one printed tile for the control panel, and then you'll notice up on the side here, you got a sticker. You got 2 stickers on this side, 1 sticker on that side. The wings on this do fold back. They don't fold back together at the same time. You do have to do them individually. And if I do this, I can't get it on camera, but you just kind of fold it back. And then that makes kind of your U-wing shape. Get it set down. There we go. Those just kind of fold back, and then they're on a ball joint that'll pop in right underneath the engines. Oops, sorry. Bring your camera in, but there is a little ball joint connection right there. See here, we'll pop it off, and then you can see, maybe you can see, let's just close the wings up real quick. Okay, on the exterior of the wings, you've got little ball joints that they're there. You'll notice them if you got the wings in the landed position. You will notice them, but they are right there, and then they just go into, helps if I'm on camera, the little ball joint connector right between the 2 engines. On the exterior of the ship, you're going to find 3 stickers. You got 1 up here, and then 2 on this side. They're identical stickers. 1 on each side. They're kind of like a blue little square pattern with 5 squares. And then the one up here is just a bright light yellow 1x2 sticker, essentially, on a modified tile. Then, as I pointed out, you got the cockpit sticker inside of there. And then the only other sticker is going to be on the interior troop bay. There's a little stickered, unfortunately. It should be a printed piece because they make plenty of printed pieces. Let's open up that, get some more light in. But there is a stickered control panel just kind of in that opening right there. And that should be all of the stickered pieces in the set. There are 5 of them. Looking back at editing, there are actually 6 stickers. You can see the final sticker is right where my left thumb is. I forgot to point that out when I was going over the details. As I showed off here just a moment ago, you will notice that the doors on this, for whatever reason, are folding down, even though they're very clearly depicted as being sliding doors in both the last version of the set that LEGO released, as well as in the movie itself for Rogue One. You could slide the doors back. Unfortunately, that is not a feature that this U-wing has. These are going to be folding doors on both sides. And you also, unfortunately, don't have the M60 machine gun to stick out the door. So no door gunner on this one. You also don't get a figure necessarily to do it. I guess unless K2 wanted to do it, because you got Cassian piloting. And then you got enough space in here that you can set a figure, and then you've got like a little, almost like a table right there for him to sit at, have his coffee or something. They don't come with a coffee mug in this set, but that is something that I would have expected. And then you just kind of sit him in there, maybe. He's going to lean back slightly to get his head underneath the ceiling there. Maybe. Maybe not. Part of this is just because it's hard to do with a camera in the middle. But yeah, you can fit your figure in the chair right there. And then you could have a figure flying. Oop, I forgot. Pop-up feature. There you go. And then you can throw your other figure, which in this case would have to be K2SO if Cassian's going to take a lunch break. It's got to be K2 flying. There you go. We'll start off with our figures, taking a look at Cassian Andor here. He's going to come with a dark brown hairpiece that we have seen many times before, many lines for the better part of probably even more than 10 years, probably closer to 15, maybe even close to 20 years at this point for that hairpiece. And then as for the face, he's got a dual-sided face. We'll take a look at the other one here in a moment, but that is kind of his smirking face. He's got his beard and mustache. And then for torso, he's got what looks to be like a vest over a gray shirt. The printing between the shirt on the chest, torso, is not the same as the color for the gray on the arms. I'm not sure if that's a jacket or if that is a vest. I could be totally wrong, and that's actually just a jacket, and that's the gray on the sleeves for the jacket. And then the vest is not a vest at all. It's part of the jacket. So I could be wrong there, but to me, it looks like it's a vest over like a gray shirt. And then for legs, he's got dark brown legs with a light, reddish-brown belt with silver buckle, and then a reddish-brown leg strap with a buckle on it in silver as well. As for a weapon, he comes with the kind of larger blaster. I believe we first saw this way back with Alien Conquest, and then we've seen it a couple of times in Star Wars. Off the top of my head, 501st Legion Specialist Battle Pack came with 2 of them in black, and I think Boba Fett's come with it in black for the last couple of Boba Fett's we've gotten. Take a look at the backside. We'll pop his hairpiece off real quick. And just kind of get a look at the back of Cassian Andor there, and then you get kind of more of this worried look for his alternate face, and then you get some printing for the back of his vest/jacket. Next up, we'll take a look at Dedra, who could have been a runner-up for the best figure of the year, and by far the best figure of the set, had she come with dual molded legs. Unfortunately, LEGO cheaped out here again. Why they decided to do that, I don't know, because the free gift with purchase that's coming on May 1st, that was free, is going to get 3 figures with dual molded legs, but they couldn't give it to her here in this set that you're having to pay for. So, what's going on, LEGO? Because unfortunately, LEGO cannot print white onto black, so the lower half of her body is light gray. That is supposed to be white. Looking at the upper body, though, looks phenomenal. She's got this dual molded hair hat combo. It's a black Imperial hat with a silver Imperial logo. She also has blonde hair and kind of a bun in the back. And then she's got a reasonably good-looking face compared to what her actress looks like. So matches the character. And then she's got a decent-looking upper torso that looks really good for a waistcoat with a black belt printed on. It does have a holster. One thing I've noticed is that the holster is empty, meaning that she is intended to always have her gun in her hand. Just something I picked up on. You can clearly see that the holster is supposed to be empty with nothing in it. And then, as we stated, the legs are the wrong color. That is light gray, but it's supposed to be white. LEGO could have dual molded those, white on black, and then just printed little slits in black right there, and it would have been a million times better than what it looks like. But unfortunately, they cheaped out. We'll go around to the back side here. You can kind of get to see just more of that same torso, black belt, white jacket, and then if you pop off her head, you get a look at her alternate face, which is kind of this angry expression. Oh, and as an accessory, she just comes with the standard blaster pistol. Moving on to the third figure of the set, we're going to look at the ISB Tactical Agent. He's going to come with the smaller sized blaster rifle and then a riot shield as his accessories. As for the figure himself, he's got a black Imperial hat. It's the same one that Dedra has, but it doesn't have the dual molded for the hair. And then he's got just a standard generic face that we've seen a few times before, maybe even more than a few. Definitely a lot. And then he's got what appears to be Shore Trooper armor, but printed in white instead of tan, or maybe even, is that what the Range Troopers use, maybe? I'm pretty sure it's all new printed stuff. And then he's got printed belt, printed waist, printed legs. He's even got toe printing there with some black stripes for the toes. Coming over to the back side, you just have some generic armor, nothing else. He's only got the one face because of his head. It shows the back side of his head, so he's got a bald head. So no dual head for him. And the final figure of this set is going to be K2SO. I did have to drop him down a little bit just because he's a little bit too tall to stand on the podium and still be in frame. Overall, the figure looks great. Like I said, I've never had the original version of this set before, so I don't have him to compare to the old version because the old version is quite expensive nowadays, so I haven't had an opportunity to pick one up. The figure himself looks very good. He's only, 4 pieces? I actually thought the head was a separate piece, but it is actually molded into the chest. You do have some printing on the chest, as well as printing for the eyes. And if you turn to the side, you actually have printing of the Imperial cogs. That is on the torso, as like the end of the bar that the arms clip onto. There's some printing there on both sides, which looks fantastic on this figure. No printing around on the back side. He does have a stud, if you wanted to stud something into his back. Then he just has the medium-sized blaster rifle as an accessory. And then, as I stated with the extra pieces, you do get an extra set of arms for each arm. So if you wanted him to have both of the gun-holding hands, you could. Or if you wanted him to have both of the kind of like, whatever this hand's called, you could have 2 of those if you wanted. So you do get the options there to switch out his arms if you wanted. And with that, let's move on to the next step. And as a quick size comparison for you guys, on the right here we have our Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron version of the UWing. From what I can tell, these are supposed to be based off the same ship, so we got some differences here. I personally think that the Micro Galaxy Squadron is a bit more accurate, so I think that the UWing should have been maybe done more in a light gray color as the body color, not white, but that's just what I see here. Otherwise, I see a lot of the same details. You got the blue stripes right there, you got the blue stripe down the center with the yellow on the left side, you get some yellow bits on here and there. The only thing I don't see are these light gray bits. Those don't translate over onto the MGS version, which, like I said, the MGS version, for the most part, is a little bit more accurate to source material. But again, these are based off two different versions of the UWing. This one based off of Andor Season 2, this one based off of Rogue One. So there could be some minor differences there that I'm not picking up on, but they are essentially the same ship, but they are based off of different source material. If I were to rank this set from 1 to 10, I would probably give it about a 7.5. For starters, it has stickers. That's an automatic DQ from 10 out of 10. Doesn't matter. Stickers in 2025 are unacceptable, and that needs to be improved with printed pieces, as are other companies doing. So, automatically, can't be a 10 out of 10. We're going to drop some points because of Dedra here, because her legs are just that atrocious. And then the doors on the UWing should have been sliding doors, but unfortunately they are not. So because of those things, I am going to drop it down to a 7.5. Like I said, stickers, bad printing, bad design on the door there. Can't give it a 10. Can't give it a 9. 8 stretching it, but I feel comfortable with a 7.5. That being said, I do still like this build. I am going to still keep it on my shelf. And I would say it's worth picking up, but only picking it up when it's on sale, because the other thing that's bad about this set is the price point of $70. This honestly only feels like about a $55, maybe $60 set if you put in an extra figure, but even then, there's only 4 figures, not 5. But hey, that is just my opinion. If you got a different opinion, drop it down in the comment section down below. While you're down there, make sure you like the video. And if you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and do so. We are trying to hit 5,000 subscribers before May 1st. Time recording, we're currently at 4,100 and I believe 20 from the last time I checked it. So we need less than 900 more subscribers. So if we can do that, that would be awesome. You guys have a good rest of your night, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of the day it is. Have a good one of those. Peace out.